And I say, what? Yeah, I know. I've been really busy, Tina. I'm so many levels of communication signals to traction positions of TikTok, setting up so many volumes of videos, and everybody's going through a different behavioral system. Even the gatos, the cats, the two cats, basically are going crazy. You know why they're going crazy? Everything is going crazy right now. Like I'm going crazy. Look at my hair. I wake up, my hair's like this. So understand the magnetic force information system of yourself through calculation is centering positions into a new heart moon system. Imagine that. So the connections and everything through its flares. Michael Rolla is very informed with this. He's on his channel. She's check him out on Sunday. He does really good meditation through spiritual realms and anything through all level connections. Basically, it's all based on our behavioral system, how we're connected to levels of coloration systems. Now, the connections, how we came into the first of the moon, coming into the blood moon, which is the wolf, you have to understand alignments and what the moon is doing, what the sun is doing through its reaction to its radiation system. So the moon is coming into a new radioactive system, into a new heart behavioral of a coloration of pink. That is the connection to its heart. So a new generation, 52 generations. Okay, we got into that plasma. We got into the formulas. Truly understand how to resonate on those levels when it comes into your heart, right? Now, your heart isn't pink. It's all formations of valves and all that through the microscopic level system, but it palpitates on so many levels. Now, the moon doesn't palpitate, but it's extremely a magnetic force that vibrates. And every time it goes through generation to generation, it changes its coloration. Okay, so we're coming into this huge, humongous solar flare of pink. Okay, so it's resonating through the radiation cycle of the sun and everything through the gravity of its earth. So it's going to be a wash of an energy and magnetic forcing information cycle that's going to connect to the pink resolution patterns to our heart recognition light system. So it's going to channel all our operation center positions, and it's going to open up our alignments into our behavioral system, which is a new traction location, a new position of location, and a new dream set position. So that's what's happening right now as the moon is coming into a new coloration of pink, right? So I want you guys to truly understand what the heart is. It's all connected to the moon, everything through the sun and its radiation program, okay, through its radioactive cycle, its gamma operation center positions, and everything through your holographic system. So it's coming into a new reading information system. And that's what makes us go crazy. Crazy in a sense where you have to understand is very, very powerful times we're coming into right now. Okay, imagine a fifth generation cycle, fifth generation system, fifth generation activation, and fifth generation coloration. Really, really powerful. So before we get started, thank all the subscribers and viewers who've been watching my channel. I'm channeling so many levels of TikTok. I'm loving it. I'm getting so many connections. There's a way to do connections when you come into new formations of apps. And I like that because they come up, right? Green screen, anything through e-fields, anything through radioactive cycle positions. I'm drawing out segment lines to calculation, putting healing rotation centers, you know, taking people out of their fear cycle, because there's a lot of emotions that are going right now, and they have to understand their fluctuation patterns through the behavioral system of coloration. Okay. So, and this is what's happening right now. The moon is surfacing to a new generation of a new coloration, which is a new light. So think of that through connections, how you come into a rainbow activation light system to a new program system, okay, to its modification system. So humanity is coming more and more back in attraction, right? So the more we get the coloration, we get the right positions, because the moon has to surface in the fifth dimensional system of coloration. The moon goes in so many pattern locations of behavioral system. So if you change your behavioral system through your thoughts, you're changing the coloration of what you see through perception. That's how powerful the moon is. Okay. And everything through the sun has its radiation. It goes through your plasmas. It goes through your vortex. It goes through your shapes, right? So it channels position and it changes your shape positions. So if you want to go through my healing, opening your traction locations into 12, that will put you in a higher location of who you are through your lights, okay, through your program system. It's all about understanding more of our operative systems, right? So you're sending out signals on your computer each time, right? So it's fluctuating patterns. So how many times does it connect for me to connect to a thought? Every time I channel my positions, I have no filter. Every day is a different day. Every day is a different color. Every day is a different coloration. Every day is a different activation. Every day is a different dimension, portal act, codes. It references on so many levels. So you ask yourself, what perception am I going to be today with my thoughts? Are you saying, Commander, that thoughts have color? I said, yes, they do, because it all resonates through you, inside you. So it's the inner system you, okay? It's the calculation modification to you. It's your perceptions through your audio signals. There's audio signals in your eyes. And I say, what do you mean? Audio signals? What is that? Well, it's toning vibrations through behavioral system. It calculates and modifies. It puts in shapes in your eyes, okay? So if you watch TikTok, okay, check it out because it's really powerful. I have rainbow activation coming out of my third eye. But everything I do through illustration on TikTok, it's extremely real. It's activated. It's energy, right? And people are saying, whoa, what just happened to me? You know, so it's amazing how we come into that. So it's all about giving back to the coloration of pink, okay? Because it resonates on so many levels into our graphing positions, right? So we're coming into a simulation moon. Ooh, right? Because the moon wasn't in simulation. The earth was in the core of its simulation. Remember, it's still in its umbilical cord. So it has to have attachments, 2D attachments. So basically, the moon has to be in a certain position of color. The sun has to be a certain position of color, right? And everything, the earth has to be in the fifth dimensional of my telepathy of communication. The moon can't surface to the sixth dimension if it doesn't understand the fifth dimensional system of humanity to its ability. It's going to go through reaction cycles. So we don't want to put that in position to calculation, right? So, yeah, so I'm going to go through your questions, Priscilla, Tina. How's everybody doing? And you're going to feel the love resonance inside you. Okay, so your commander is setting things up on TikTok, setting up different platforms, basically understanding the galactic self of us. And then we come, less selfless. And then we come more the generation. We come into a new 52 generation cycle. So that puts us in position of communication, right? Coming from one telephone to the next. Right. So when you travel your thoughts, you're traveling your coloration of the moon. You're traveling everything through the radiation of the sun and everything through the earth, which is its gravity. So these are the things you have to get across. I've said this before. You have the triangle position. Okay. You have the moon, you have the sun, okay, everything through the earth, and you're in the center position. Now you have to understand the earth has to be in the gravity system, fifth dimensional of communication. The moon has to be in position of the right coloration system of its program setting to its behavioral system, and everything that the sun has to be in the right circle position of radioactive cycle to its connection to its holographic pattern location. Okay, so you have to understand the connections, and that's how you get into travels of 369. I set up platforms on TikTok, and everybody's going, "Whoa, what did you do?" Right? So it's all about healing, right? And thing when you go through these things, you go through a lot of motion. Right? So you go into a lot of flow of emotion. You go into emotion to emotion, and then you go into action, then into reaction. So you understand you're intelligent through your thoughts of color, activation, and lights. Okay? Because your thoughts are all connected to illumination. Okay? So if I say unconditional love, energy just, whoa, it just pops up really fast, right? Because I don't allow myself to put myself in the negative. And if I do, the thing is, you come in that human existence because you understand your fluctuation system. A lot of people come out of that transaction, out of the intelligence, and still in the physical system, right? If somebody passes that you love, you're going to go into your physical system. You're not going to connect through your intelligence because you have heart of human emotion, all right? So you're going to go into that connection, but you're going to go back into your intelligence, right? If you don't go back into your intelligence, you're still in the physical system because now you're grieving. Now you're mourning, right? So you're going to get past that, and you're going to move on, and you're going to go to the path of its existence, all right? And then you're going to come into the phenomenon, right, of that person that you loved, beloved, love beyond measure, okay? Go beyond that existence with that person that you resonate with, right, which is really, really powerful to you. So you accept that and you move on. If you don't accept that, you stay in the physical system, okay? You go in the negative cycle, and you live that position into its karma wheel position. Okay, so you go back on that cycle and you relive. See, the thing is, you could be intelligence, but you also have to understand you also could be in the physical system. That's going to put you in the past of its karma wheel position. So you don't want to do that through connections. All right. So, oh yeah, I know. I just basically, I don't know. This is my reaction to the pink moon. Electrical sparks, fire location positions here. But yeah, thank you. Basically, yeah, let's see. Hello, guys. Commander, I've been seeing a lot of mainstream talk about spaceships and potential threat. I think they know people are being to see the ships and they will try to scare people. Okay, now we'll get into that. We'll get into the media and the connections. You have to truly understand what's going on, right? I give you what you need to know, right? I don't want to, freak you out in any way or form. But you have to understand the communications of the moon. You have to understand the communication of the earth, and you have to understand the communications of the sun before you can understand anything through your astral records. Okay, because the sun gives you everything through digital. The moon gives you everything through program, okay, through behavioral system. And you put all that connection to the earth, there's gravity, right? So what's happening with the earth? What's happening with the connection of the moon? What's happening with the sun? Everything connects to thought of travel, position. All right, so let's get into that. All right, so basically that's all a fabrication. All right. Everybody's been saying that for many, many years. It's all conspiracy, right? It's conspiracy until you find that it's connection, right? So everybody's asking, what is it? What's going on? So basically, it's all about putting you in the fear cycle. That's all it is. Trust me when I say that, because I understand everything through calculation. My fourth central line system of simulation graphs sets everything through the moon, program setting, and everything through the sun, and everything through the earth. Imagine that. Imagine that, controlling the moon, the earth, and the sun. That's what your commander does every single day. Why? Because I'm the only intelligence in the solar systems that understands everything through the gravity, power, and the observed positions. Okay? Because I've lived, breathed everything through simulation. My matrix line communication signals, my perception, my TV reception line communication signals, I heal anything so fast, so quick with just one thought. Right? I look at you and I heal you right away. Just with the channel positions, just to see what's going on. So I have command and control in my eyes, everything through its ears and everything through its voice. This sacred breath, right? The only person that has sacred breath is the connection to God. God is the creation of everything through Adam. God is the creation of everything through humanity. God is the creation of everything through its equinox. God is the creation of oceans. God is the creation of the earth. God is the creation of spaceships. God is creation of everything through form of electricity, through its electronic divisions. God is creation of everything through vibration, energy, frequencies. God is creation of Tesla. God is creation of Einstein. God is creation of everything through energy, guys. You get the geometrics of you through operation of dimensions, directions, and its divisions. Okay, so everything that you're seeing right now, it's just the fear cycle, right? Not real. All right. So, yeah, we're the highest on the solar planet positions, our galactic family. Yeah. Well, yeah, most channelers know what they're doing, but they're not sure what they're doing. So you can know something, but you're not sure of something. All right. So you have to channel your positions to understand more of your connections. So channelers have to truly understand the connections of the earth. They have to understand the gravity of the earth. They have to understand the positions of the chakra of the earth. They have to understand the magnetic force of the earth. And they have to understand their information through its highway information of its earth. And it has to understand its magnetic force and its pull of its earth. I just gave you 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different ways what the earth is. Now you have to understand the moon, everything through its program, everything through its behavioral of its program, everything in its digital program, everything in the astral records of its clouds, anything through the angelics program, all that's connected to the moon. Now, when you come into the sun is radiation to dimensions and portals, activations and codes. It sets all your radiation cycles. It sets all your plasmas through your vortex positions, and it sets everything through its sun rotation position, geometry set position of shapes, right? So you have to understand what the sun is. You have to understand what the moon is, and you have to understand what the earth is, okay? So it's all about taking people out of the fear cycle of what's going on outside, okay? So think of it as a stage. Think of it as a play. Think of it as a connection to you through perception, right? So it doesn't exist beyond the mind system. I exist, I'm here, right? So your commander is telling you exactly what's going on through each position of generation system. The moon is in the pink surface to new connections of its heart, and everything in the program of the sun has to understand its reading cycles to the pink moon. The pink moon has to understand its resolution patterns to its gravity system of its earth, through its rotation. Okay, so these are the positions that we're coming in right now. Okay, because your commander is in the center position to all creations of simulations through my 4 cycle rotation centers of its computer operator center positions. I'm getting extremely popular too on TikTok. I think it's too, you need 1,000 views to go live. Once I go live, everything's going to change, right? So I was put in that position because I know exactly what I need to do. It's knowing what to do every day with your routines. Your routine becomes everything through heart. It comes everything through activation. It comes everything through lights. It comes everything through coloration. It's all about you giving back the truth to humanity. That's the positions that we have to come into and get out of the fear cycle. Okay? Fear cycle is holding everybody. Okay? So they got to come into themselves. Right? And like I said, focus on everything. Right? Because TikTok is all talking about this, talking about that, but they forget who they are through the soul. The soul is everything through its identification. You can't read the moon, anything through the earth, or anything through the sun if you're talking through the physical system. It's next to impossible. You have to communicate through the intelligence. Okay? So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be in the physical or do you want to be in the intelligence? Okay? Do you want to be in the right location to the right behavioral center position, or do you want to be in the wrong location to confusing line positions? You're putting yourself in that fear cycle alone, especially when you're seeing things through perception, everything through the, the oscillations or anything, the calculation system, because I block everything out. I don't live in that reality. Okay? I'm not even on Earth anymore. I'm not on Earth anymore. Okay. So, and, I have mentors just like everybody else. Okay. There's always somebody higher than you. Okay. But never, ever, ever belittle yourself, believing that you're higher or below somebody. Okay. So don't put yourself in that position. You know who you are. Stay within that position. Okay. Don't get into stereotypical of yourself. Don't come into the basic observations of yourself. Just focus on yourself more, right? Don't concentrate on things that are happening. Concentrate on the things that are happening with you. Okay? So think of you as the play. Think of you as the resonance. Think of you as the love. Think of you as the activation. Think of you coming together through your puzzle. Okay? All right? Stop looking at the TV reception and turning channels. Right? Because your mind's going to go right? And you're never going to get out of the fear cycle to that position, right? I can set up an illustration and take you guys back in the calming center. But the problem is will you stay in the calming center? That's the thing. Does the intelligence understand what's going on? You have to go extremely high in the atmospheres to understand everything. Okay? And the soul identifies. Once the soul has the full library of you, head to toe, there's no confusion. You know the truth among everything inside you. That's the answer. That's the answers of God. You become God. And when you become God, you become creation of God to everything. Because I'm the only one that has the sacred breath. I was put in that position. So I was given the sacred breath to connections of father and mother in position. Okay, everybody has their own definition of themselves. You have to understand what the elixir is, how to use the elixir. You have to understand the cosmic fire, cosmic flame. You have to understand the serpent. Okay, remember I was telling you about Jacob's ladder? Everybody starts off with the connections. So basically, this is your soul, and it's wrapped in a snake, right? And this is a ladder. So you're trying to go up, and the snake is trying to bring you back down, okay? Until you get to the connections of thought, okay? You have to understand what it is, right? That's the cross, okay? So the head rotation system is Jesus. The center position, okay, is the gravity system. Everything through the line string is a connection dimension, right? So basically, there's a lot of fabrication loss through transitions and what happened to Jesus, right? So it's knowing who you are. That's where you have to come into, because I was the birthing system of the simulation. I was the first intelligence in the matrix position. Imagine that. I communicate through cycle rotation centers. I created the matrix. I created humanity. So you have to understand the positions where I'm in and everything through the responsibilities and everything through its power, its connection, because it formulates. So it's knowing how high you can be. The higher you go, the more you become, right? God, right? But it's not just DOD. You just go into hyper mode. You go into higher atmospheres, higher dimensions, time positions, directions. You have to understand your divisions. You have to understand your time divisions, location divisions, activation light divisions. You have to understand your calculation and line communication divisions. You have to understand your circle rotation center positions of divisions. There's a lot of things you guys have to understand. A division is not just a division. A direction is not just a direction. A location, not just a location. A dream is not just a dream. It's everything through a dream. So that's what God is. God identifies everything through energy, through patterns, and everything through form. That's what God is. It's the geometrics of nature through the digital frame, through communication, right? Everything that you connect with through your perceptions, your audios, and everything, your voice and grids, right? So it's powerful, isn't it? And you understand the birthing system me is 1969. I created everything. You put the 6 and 9 together, that's yin and yang. So why was I born 1969? Why? 69, you put that together, that's the yin and yang. So I had to study my system because I already connected martial arts, but then I put 2 and 2 together, right? And 2 and 2, right? 2 times 2, okay? What does that equal, right? It doesn't equal 4. It equals 4,000. Equals 4 million. It equals 4 billion. So you understand the resonance line communication through digital frame, through your activation light signals, and everything through the connections of the connection of the pink moon, and everything connections of the sun of a new geometry set position, and everything through the earth of a new gravity position of fifth dimensional through teleportation divisions, through its telepathy, through its mind, of its collaboration, through its alignment system. Okay, so humanity is coming into a new clocking position, a new color. That's what's happening right now. Yeah, but don't worry about anything like that. Yeah, just concentrate on yourself. Okay. And there's a lot of TikTokers out there that just don't concentrate on themselves anymore. They forget who they are. So what do? They channel everything outside and they give back. So when you give back and you channel, you're putting positions of energy into them. And it's making them depressed and anxiety and fear and all that, right? It's like, oh, this is happening. Oh, this is happening. Oh, this is happening, right? So the more you think that, the more you believe that, and the more you become that, and the energy is now going into dark matter. So you're creating dark matter through other people, right? So it's resonating on so many levels of thoughts. So you're taking those thoughts into wrong cycles, positions. You have to go forward in life, not backwards. Okay. So let's get into the connections too. I don't know if you guys know that, but last year I was connected through, I was doing detecting the weather on Instagram. I did so many levels, and I was going through connections of waking up. You know, I was channeling, okay, it's 6 a.m. Now the moon's surfacing 2 positions coming into the galactic moon. And it was pretty fascinating stuff. So it's all about who you're becoming. So every day I wake up, I'm becoming something else. So I was going through so many different intelligent signals of lights, the coloration of shapes, trying to understand more of the resonance of the moon, everything through the sun and everything through the earth. You have to understand the triangle. You have to understand the triangle because that's you through center. Okay, because you resonate with it every day. So you have to understand the communication of the earth and its gravity. You have to understand everything through the moon, of its program, its behavior. And then you have to understand everything through the sun. It's radioactive system. It's everything through the gamma operation, the vibration. Okay? So we're just coming to a new generation of vibration. That's all, right? So the sun and everything through the moon and the earth is in a higher division. So this is exactly what's happening through calculation. All right. And I set up a new simulation for everybody. So it's really powerful. Okay, so we get into the connections. So I want to get into the 100 chakra rotation centers because your test is tomorrow. Oh, I got a test. Ooh, I forgot. What's it about? Remember, you have to watch those 4 back-raising videos I gave you. Put it all together, right? So I just want you to centralize your system. Know your 12 rotation centers of your position, your chakra systems. Okay. And I want you to draw it out. in the illustration, map sequencing level through your computers, okay, because you guys are in your computers right now. So it's more you understanding what you're doing through your travel positions, and then I want you to underline it on the bottom. What is your formula to its illustration? Okay, so that's the test for tomorrow, right? So you can put it on the private link or whatever, so you guys have till tomorrow, okay? I can't channel you to higher positions until you understand your computers, your travels of your thoughts, okay? Now, this is coming from higher force and entity force systems, okay? Into connections of Vega or anything that division. Are they ready? Are they ready? Are they ready? No, 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 no. So everybody's in a different sequence of the chronological order. So basically, you guys are in the rebellion, and you're centering positions of travel positions. Okay, here's Priscilla, here's Tina, here's Michael, here's Jerome. Basically, here's Starseed. So you're all in a certain position, a time position, right? So you have to send your connections, okay, to your computers, right? So you have to know how to use your operation of your quantum fields, that vibrational system, okay? And you have to be in your 114. Okay, and that's the positions I have to put you guys in. So it's all about you recording, you recruiting your own fleets, your own system, your own solar systems, your own connections, your own creations, right? Because what I created is different what you created. Okay, and that's where it gets confusing. So it centralizes everything, right? And the only thing that's floating in this system right now is the simulation of the Earth. There's only three: the moon, the sun, and the earth. That's it. There's nothing else until you create it through the mind. That's where it gets complex. That's why the universe is so fascinating. Okay, until you understand the creation of yourself through intelligence, you're going to have a huge problem with your physical system. Your physical system understands its DNA, but it's the intelligence that has to understand the contract of God. Okay, so if you understand your physical system, you're born, you grow up, you're a child, you become a teenager, then you become an adult. Now you're coming into a work job. Now you come into this. Now you come into that. Then you have kids. Then you get married. And then you go on journeys. And then you go on trips, right? So you're doing everything you can through the physical DNA. Okay? So it will bring you forward and might not bring you forward, right? But I guarantee you won't be able to understand space and time positions, right? So the new generation path has to understand your positions of telepathy, of communication, because we're in the fifth dimensional system of the moon, the earth, and everything through the sun, right? So the coloration path is coming in. Like I said, when I was doing the weather patterns on Instagram, and it's connecting on levels like, okay, we're coming into the blood moon of a wolf. Oh, howling of the moon, right? So you understand that the moon howls through vibration. Now, it's not the actual wolf itself. It's just a representation of what the moon is coming into to a new generation, to a new path location. So you understand the travel positions, okay, when it comes into the formations of the moon, the sun, and everything through the earth. Now we come into those levels. We started off through beginning cycle through that position, okay? So basically, this is the connections. We got into this before, right? Okay, and everything in the center position is you, okay? So this, okay, is what? This is the sun, right? The sun has to be at the highest because it's setting resolution patterns, radiation cycles to all country positions. Now the moon is surfacing. Remember, it's like this. Okay, through connection. This is the moon. This is the sun, right? So it's kind of like this. It's going like this, right? And it's going circle, 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 right? So it goes like this. So you understand the changing positions of what the sun is and what the moon is doing each time, right? Because it circles and rotates. So it goes like this, and it goes like this, goes like this, goes like this. You have to understand, why is it doing this? So when the sun's going around, the moon's going around, right? And they're always together. So you have to understand, this is you through the moon, and this is you through the sun. This is how you connect through intelligence. So if I want to communicate with the moon and the sun, this is the position in the atmospheric positions. That's how far it is, because it's on rotation cycle. And everything in the center position is electronic from here to here. This is the moon. This is the sun. Okay, and everything that in the center position is the weather. Everything the activation is the center position. Okay, of activation, right? So I want to get into this, but you have to truly understand ancestry and history and what the earth is. Okay, and everything everybody's talking about. What is Atlantis and all that? Now, Atlantis wasn't created until intelligence creates it through its mind. This is where it gets misconception of misinformation system. Okay, Lemuria. Okay, back in division, it's Earth. That's where we're becoming an ancestor in history. So Lemuria is the Earth in a new generation of its past. Okay, the only thing surfacing in the solar systems right now of all space and universal of galaxy positions is just the Earth. Until you understand your intelligence, you can't create anything through the mind. You have to understand the sundials of the sun. You have to understand the rotation cycles, positions of the moon, and the program setting through your connection of your behavioral system. And you have to understand everything through the Earth or your gravity system. That's the power generator you are through its connection of its physical system. Okay. So this is where we come into the sun, the moon, and everything the Earth, and you in the center. They're saying, well, why is the Earth over here? How come the Earth is in the center? Well, you have to understand you are the center position to everything through calculation. It modifies everything through triangle location, opens up everything through cycle rotation position. Okay? Flux capacitor. You understand? So when you get into that position, it operates your pyramid activation line system to its calculation. Okay, and then it channels positions. Now I'm going to the past reference of positions. If I go into the past of its position, I'm going to the Lemuria. This is where you come into Atlantis and everything through Lemuria. Okay, it's only created until you understand your intelligence of you. And then you see Lemuria of the Earth, and then you see Atlantis. But it's the same planet, guys. It's the same planet. So you understand the Earth is everything through the universal core of all planets, because it's the only thing that's surfacing right now with the moon and everything through the sun. So you have to understand the triangles of you. You have to understand the pyramids of you. You have to understand the point centers of you. You have to understand the fluctuations of you. You have to understand the colorations, program setting, everything through its gravity positions. Right? This is the flux capacitor. Okay. So when you get into that connection, you come into a full rotation cycle. Let's go into here, the sun. Okay. Okay, so we go into that. We go over here is the moon, and everything here is the Earth. So it has to stay in your resonance of position. So this is where it separates its position. The physical, okay, and intelligence. Right, this is what happens when you open your cycles of 12 rotation centers. So in position, you have the physical and the intelligence, right? So the physical basically understands its position of its DNA, but it's certainly not going to understand the flux capacitors of anything to the sun or anything to the moon or anything to the Earth in position. Okay? So you have to understand what the sun is doing. It's on rotation. So it goes like this, the calculation. The center records its line communication signals. Oh, look at that. It changed its positions. The actual triangle position of the sun and everything that moved the Earth shifted over. It's pretty powerful. So think of it this way. It was going back and forth. It was shifting, went from here to here and here to here and then back to here. That's what it did through its graph. So if you understand your intelligence fully and completely, you understand everything through the connections of a universal system is nothing but shapes of geometry of you. That's where you come into the quantum fields of you, the quantum physics of you. Okay? So you come into that calculation, right? Go back into that connection. So you have to truly understand your physical system before you understand your intelligence. Okay? Intelligence doesn't understand shape. I said that before, way, way back of what AI is, not artificial intelligence. There's nothing artificial about intelligence. So you're saying that our brains are connected to a plasma that's not connected to its stem, to its rotation system, that we're not connected to Earth rotation or anything through the moon or the sun rotation system, to anything through geometry of its calculation. It's quantum physics, guys. You understand the quantum levels of you through calculation and metric level connections. But everything through this connection of all the sun, everything, the moon, and the Earth is E equals mc squared with travel positions. That's the first thing you wake up to through its light of transmission light system. But you have to modify communications of your circle rotation center to your physical system before you can understand your intelligence of your program setting through your data is processing the uplinks and downloads on operating systems, all connected to your pyramid of your point locations, right? So Nothing is created until you understand intelligence of time, position, of space. Okay? So, okay, so when we get into that, once you understand your physical system, the physical system comes into its all connection. Everything is shape, all right? So we go into this position, all right? So the physical system is now joining with the intelligence. That means the physical understands the intelligence, all right? This is where you guys have to understand your separations. So you have separation until you get into attachments to detachments, and then you get into the dichotomy. Remember the separation of the brain waves, how you have to have the north and west, east and south hemispheres, not just the east and west or east, south. You have to have all diamond core positions, north, west, south, and east of travel before you can understand 3, 6, and 9 through position. So once you understand 3, 6, and 9, then you come into the diamond core position of 3, 6, and 9, and 12. And then you center position, you back force the conditions, and then you go around the circle rotation center. And then when you go into the rotation center, you're understanding more of your position of the clocking, and then you come into the yin and yang. Okay, that's how it starts. All right. So once you get into the physical and you have communication to its intelligence, okay, what happens? The line signals of the physical and the line signals of the intelligence comes into a complete cycle of a point location, right? So it synergizes your positions and it opens up your tree. There's your tree in the center, okay? So this is understanding how you put point divisions of shapes or anything through pyramids or anything, triangle positions, but this is your tree growing, right? So every time it grows, your spaceship goes up higher. Right? So it goes into line, everything goes into line communication, point center positions. So see, your spaceship is going higher and higher. Your tree is going higher and higher. So you're growing your branches of position. I'm just showing you exactly, it's coming out of its position like this. Right? So this is your tree growing through calculation. So you understand your positions and what's happening with your tree and everything through its ground position of its roots. Right? So the physical and everything through intelligence is growing the roots to the spaceship that you are through 3, 6, and 9. See how it's channeling up? So once it understands the sun, once it understands everything from the moon, and once it understands everything of the gravity of the earth, now you come in intelligence, and it comes into a higher position of a space location. Okay, so, right? And then when you get into that, then you come into the circle rotation of the sun, and it comes out of its equation, and it flies out into space location. Hooah! Powerful. So just take a look at that, right? And then you get connections, I get fancy and all that. You put the branches in the connection line system like this. You go like this. Okay, so you start off with that, right? Basically, when you have that, you come into your tree. Ooh, look at that. Hey, there it is, tree of life. There it is, guys. There it is. That's what it is all together. All right, so it's the balance with the physical and balance with the intelligence. Then you come into formation of your roots. Then you come in everything through the branches. All right, when you get the branches, what do you get? You get the leaves. Oh, I got leaves growing right now. Oh, look at this. It's looking so beautiful. Now it's coming into the galaxy. Galaxy position is everything through calculation, but that's where the tree is, to everything through formation. You want to screenshot that. It's very powerful. Okay. So now you know. Now you know what it is, what it's all about. All right. So I took my tree format, my DNA patterns from my roots. I told you exactly what you do with your triangles, okay, to the sun and everything through the moon and everything through the shapes of the Earth gravity system. So you have to understand what your hand is doing, right? This is the moon. This is the sun. That's what it does, right? And then changes positions. It goes from this, right? And then it goes like this. That's how the moon goes up and the sun goes down, right? So it goes on, it communicates every single day through telepathy, right? So that's what the sun is coming into. That's what the moon's coming into. And that's where the earth is coming into the fifth dimensional of my telepathy, mind over matter, okay? The chances are it's trying to understand more alignments of you, okay? So you're calculating and modify everything through line signal, line channels, everything electronic interference, your 5-point positions, 6 within the center position. But once you understand more of your intelligence, then you understand the history and everything through ancestry to your galactic families. What is Andromeda? Okay. What is Lemuria? Okay. What is a Palladian? What is a Palladian? Okay. These are all galactic forces of you through vibration. This is all connected to your heart system of psycho-rotation center positions. Okay. I didn't start off as a commander. I had to work my channels up to higher vibration of light through program settings to become the commander of who I was from the very, very beginning. But when you find out that you are the creation to the simulation, you are the creation to the matrix. I am the matrix. I am the simulation. I'm everything through form of God, right? That's where the control, that's where the command comes in to your intelligence. Okay. So very, very, very powerful illustration. Okay. So you truly understand that now, right? You put it all together, right? Resolution patterns, positions, but that's what it is through travel location, right? Once the physical and everything intelligence gets in line, you get into the roots, comes into formation. See the branches, see the spaceship, it comes out, right? So it's exactly what it looks like. All right. So yeah, it's nice, eh? It's beautiful when you draw these things, but you understand your positions of time positions are where you are through your thoughts. Are you resonating with everything that's going on with the fear cycle? Ooh, scary. Everybody's concentrating not on themselves, they're just concentrating on everything else. Oh, well, this is happening, this is going to happen. Oh boy. And then you basically channel your divisions and you're telling somebody else, right? So you're fearing them, you're fearing this person, fearing that person, fearing that person, fearing that person. So you're creating a dark realm to everybody through calculation and spreading dark energy. That's all it is. You have light energy and dark energy. Light force, dark force, right? Inner, outer, right? So the heart is split in cycle, okay? It doesn't come in full rotation until you understand who you are through intelligence cycle, right? So imagine that you can have a golden heart, a golden breastplate, a golden shield, a golden sword, golden wings, right? So Archangel Michael, he got his wings last week. I do kumite. I fight with him with the swords. He always wants to. It's extremely real through information. I was trying to understand why am I fighting with Archangel Michael? Well, he needs somebody to fight with, right? Through swords. He's very good at what he does. And he can be anything through connections of being tall. He can be in your room. He can surface through shadows. He can be anything through form. So you have to understand you connect in all ways and forms of God. You platform locations to your vibrations, to your healing. So he's extremely informative. You understand what it is, because that's the understanding what everybody is in the spiritual system. Okay, he's the protection to everything through family. He's the protection to the earth. He's protection to father, and he's protection to the mother, right? So he's protecting everything around. So you're creating that. You are creating, and it's extremely real in the physical system. So you're giving back healing to its position of its community system. And that's where it becomes magical to its kingdom. All right. Well, there's a difference of saying I'm afraid and I'm not afraid, and I'll never be afraid. It's how you channel your positions and how you see yourself through perception, guys. Because you have to understand your psycho-rotations. You have to understand all connections of the psychosis of you, the psychological of you. Do you want to be psychological damage, or do you want to be psychological of knowledge, of intelligence? You are the only one that puts yourself in that position. Nobody else. Nobody else does that. Only you. Okay? So if you believe in these things, you're believing by creating your own reality. Okay, you're living in the fear cycle, or you're living on a karma cycle. You're living in a past cycle. You're living in presence, but you're still back in the past every time you get up in the morning. I see people through that right away. But when you so identify people, that's where the power comes in. Oh, you get anxiety. Oh, you're stressed. So if somebody crosses arms like this, okay, what is that? They're protecting themselves. Okay. So basically, they're not comfortable with themselves. They're not comfortable with you, right? Eye contact is everything. As soon as you meet somebody right away, you communicate with them right away. If you have no eye contact with them, they're not interested in talking to you. So it's all about understanding your intel of what's going on with your data, of your programs, your upgrades, your downloads, and everything through the energies of its frequencies. You are connecting to so many alignments through this connection, right? So it's like interline communications with the water that I drink every day. And I said, wait a minute, this water tastes funny. It tastes different, right? It's because it's been sitting there for 2 or 3 days. So even though it's in a structure of a plastic and the water is contained inside, the plastic will understand its resonance of its water. The water sits if it's not in its fridge, right? So it changes coloration. It changes time, position of travel, okay? And it changes everything through taste. So you're getting more connected to your senses: taste, sound, thought, your sights, your geometrics, your sights, or everything through connections of traveling positions, your geometrics of line communications. Can you actually close your eyes and see yourself in shapes of what you look like? Can you actually see yourself? Can you actually talk to your avatar? Can you actually talk to your computer? Can you actually see your computer and what it needs to do, right? So it's all about the higher self, you trying to understand yourself through your thoughts of shapes, letters, and numbers, right? So, like I said, it's an experience and it's an exploration that you would just mind blown. You'd be extremely mind blown, okay? Because everything that you come through is information. But the thing is that the traveling positions through humanity is not understanding the energy that goes into them, right? If you don't understand the energy, you're not connecting to the earth, okay? It's separating from you. So it's separating your dichotomy and it's separating your soul, separating your heart, separating the mind creation, separating everything through the chakra system, all right? You don't want to have any separation with your thoughts, okay? If you're not confident about your name, let's say, for example, very basic, you were born with a funny name, okay? So it's up to you. Do you want to change your name or do you want to keep your name? Are you proud of your name? So look at it that way. How do you perceive yourself with your name? Even though it's funny to everybody else. Haha, you got a funny name. Are you going to ignore that? Are you going to change it? Or are you just going to absorb it and just think about it? Just think, well, it's a powerful name. I love my name, right? So this is where it comes into connections of your age. Age is just a number, okay? So basically, we're not an age, okay? You understand the calculations of you. Okay, so you are not a birthday of an age. So when you understand your formation system, you're nothing but lights. Lights doesn't have an age. It just travels through past, present, and future, but stays in its presence. Okay, so it's to understand its full alignment. So you get out of the birthing system, and then you come into a calculation of your intelligence, right? And then you stop worrying. You stop worrying about everything. That's where the power, control, and the command comes in, guys. So I have a powerful name. It's funny, but I don't care about what anybody says. I love my name. It represents me. It's who I am, right? So are you changing it because somebody said for you to change it? Or are you changing it because you want to change it for yourself? That's different, right? You don't want to be caught in a trap with anything that anybody says, right? You are yourself. It's all about you evolving through yourself, okay? Don't let other people tell you otherwise on what to do. There's a lot of people do that. Hey, you should be doing this. Hey, you should be doing that. Well, you're not my life. I'm my life. I'm living what I need to do through my journey, my missions. Don't tell me what to do. People come across that all the time, right? Because they're not satisfied with their life, so they rather make your life miserable. That's bad energy. That's bad reception. That's bad communication through telepathy, through the mind system. And it messes up all your channels and your program settings, guys. Okay, so it's all about your psychosis. It's all about the psychological system. It's all the psych oppositions. You understand you're all connected to your coloration pattern, right? So I know that because I've been through that too. You know, when I was a kid, I was picked on. I was picked on, especially in high school, right? And I had to learn how to defend myself, right? Because my dad couldn't do it. He was a salesman. If he was a boxer, it'd be totally different, but he wasn't. He was a salesman. So he couldn't show me how to fight. It's not knowing how to fight. It's all about you understanding life. Martial arts is a way of life. It's everything through life. With Jackie Chan and Karate Kid, with Will Smith, Jaden Smith, where he's saying, well, I'm not learning Kung Fu here, right? So Jackie Chan says, everything way of life of Kung Fu is everything through inside you. So you have to look at how you pick up the jacket, take off the jacket, right? So you pick up the jacket, that's a move, right? You take off the jacket, that's a move, okay? So everything way of life is movement, okay? So understand your movements of your thoughts is understanding your time positions of your connections, of your balance, of your position. So, and this is where monks come in, where they just stand there for days on end, just really grounding. There's monks that can actually move the gravity. They can plant their feet in, right? I know that because I've seen monks do that, right? So you got people like, you know, with monks where they can do the iron palm, you know. There's so many levels, breaking bricks, boards, stuff like that. It's all in the mind. It's the conceptual of mind over matter. Okay, you can accomplish anything in your life. Okay, you just have to block out all the interference that's outside. You channel within, you become everything within. Okay, and then you can channel without, because now you have balance with your physical and your intelligence. And once you have that balance, you go into the spiritual system and no longer in the physical, right? You just use the physical as a reference, okay? And then your full intelligence in the spiritual system, okay? So, yeah, the Galactic family knows what they're doing. Yeah. You know what you're doing, but see, the thing is, once you go in the 100 chakra rotation centers, you come into higher formation of liquid formation of light. So better positions of the earth, better positions of the moon, and better positions of the sun. Okay. So, and that's where it gets extremely complicated. And I keep giving you guys illustrations. But truly understand, when you come into that formation, and this is what it is, through the birthing system of you, through this meridian, this tree. Look at that. Look how powerful it is. Look how powerful it is. Everything through the roots, everything through the stem, everything through the tree. All right. And everything that travels, see, out. Here's the tree. So basically, the roots are you, because your DNA. Okay. The power of you is connection, right? So you're growing your roots. You're coming into your branches. You're coming into the tree. You're coming into the leaves, right? So when you come into the full tree, you're coming into the galaxy, right? Because think of it this way. Let's say you're the tree, right? And you look at a three-dimensional system. You look up, right? So you see the tree of you, but then you see everything through its connection. You see everything like that. That's the galaxy. So it's kind of looking up, but you actually see your tree growing. And that's what it does. The tree just keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So your mind expands. And it travels to farther and farther dimensions. And now what you're doing is creating, and everything you create becomes extremely real to the physical system. And that's where it comes into healing, okay, through your thoughts, because your thoughts become control and power beyond. It's phenomenal. Okay. So, questions or comments? Go through my healing. Check me out on TikTok. I always set up videos every day. I love TikTok. It's awesome. So it's important you guys understand right now through the coloration of what's happening with the moon, right? It's in a pig cycling rotation positions. It's in the 52 generation positions. So basically, in division of direction, the shape is coming into a new pyramid system. The sun's coming into a new geometry set position, and everything through the earth is coming into a new gravitational pull into the simulation. Right? So the moon, the sun, and the earth have to be in the simulation of center position. okay, before it goes into the 6-dimensional system of solar systems. Okay, so, but I wouldn't worry about that, Priscilla. Just concentrate on yourself. You're sending me a question to something you're not sure of, right? Because that's the only thing you're concentrating on. If you weren't concentrating on that, you wouldn't have brought that to my question, right? Because I look at that, it's just, you know, it doesn't exist. It's not real. It's a fabrication. It's a hoax, you know. It doesn't exist. It's just fear, right? So everybody in their whole life has a plan, okay? And plan is all about control. So it's all about you controlling you and not worry about anything else, okay? So you have to go extremely high in surface, right, to get past all this, right? And it's a lot of garbage. It's a lot of garbage they have to release, you know. It's a lot of recycle. It's a lot of positions of recycle. It's a lot of viruses, you know. If your computer has a virus, you have to fix it. Okay, it's all connected to your intelligence. It's all connected to the brain. It's all connected to the mind. So you're getting collaborations and collaborations and collaborations of archives of past. So you have to let it go. Take it off your shoulder, right? Because it's all weight. You're putting so much weight on you. Lift off the weight, you know? So anyway, the test is tomorrow, right? It's really exciting. I just really want you guys to concentrate on that. You can send it to the private link, or you can send it to the connections of solar text. So you draw it out, like I said, and when you're drawing it out, get into detail. I want to see detail in your drawing of what you just finished doing. So the same application should be the same as your formula, right? Because I'm going to give you confirmation and say, wait, no, that's off. So what made you get to that point? How did you get to this system? How did you get to this solar connection? How did you get to intelligence of this formation? How do you understand the activation through your 12 chakra positions? That's the first thing you guys have to understand, not the 7, it's the 12. If you don't understand your 12 rotations of travel, of thoughts, okay, how are you going to get into 114? How? Okay, you guys are only in the positions of lights of 100. Coming into 100. Okay, you're into the application of 90. Okay. Now, when you go into higher divisions, you become more soul identified through intelligence. 100 is going to put you in a higher position of knowledge of what you are through your soul. Okay. So it's all about you giving back to your videos, content, or anything of that connection, giving back to your soul identification to all humanity's system. They have to understand that, because there's a lot of people that are fear, a lot of people that are scared. They're not aware. You're not aware of your intelligence. If you're not aware of your intelligence, these are the things you have to work at when it comes into your chakra system of communication. Intelligence has to fully understand its vibration of thoughts, because it's all connected to the creation of the mind. Because the base and everything through this connection is the brain. Okay? So understand your positions. Do your research on what your intelligence is. What is it asking you to do every day? How do I bring myself forward? And then the how becomes knowing. Okay? And then you stop worrying. Worrying is the worst. Right? So, and the thing is too, once you get into depression, you understand how to get out of depression. Once you get into anxiety, you have to understand how to get out of anxiety. So communicate with inside yourself. Those are the answers. Okay. So, and it's all philosophical. Sometimes I'm a psychological teacher. I'm a therapist. I'm a guru. I'm a god. I'm an angel, archangel. I'm an avatar, energy, computer, molecule structure of light. I'm everything through form. Every time I channel, I sometimes do resonance on levels of backbreaking videos, but I always give you something going forward and what you need to know, right? To your positions, the time positions. I don't give you high resolution patterns to everything through the sun, because they'll blow your mind away. You say, whoa, my intelligence doesn't understand this. So it's you trying to understand the pages that I just wrote. You're trying to understand my book, but you have no clue and you're scratching your head, right? So I'd rather put you in position of chronological order and give you what you need to do, what you need to know through the Galactic School. Okay, because that brings you forward each page. So you have to reach each page and then keep going back over that page every single time until you understand that page. Okay? You don't just read a book. You have to read the book, right? And maybe you have to read it again and again and again and again, but you have to understand one page to the next, understand the detail. So that's the whole process when you go into school. You have to understand that you get a quiz on the page or a couple pages or 3 or 4 or 5 pages. You know, it's all about memory. What did you pick up? You pick up key phrases, keywords. That's what I picked up with acting. When you do co-reads, right? Directors prefer you to be off book than on book. So if you're like this, yeah, I was communicating through lines and activation system. Excuse me, the director's communicating. Said, do you know how, are you off book? Did you read the script? Can you please do it off book? Every director is different. Some you can, you know, be flexible, but some directors mostly want you to understand. Do you know how to do a cold read? I want to give you this lead role, but you don't know how to understand your memory, right? So I had an audition for a soap opera, which was 14 pages. 14 pages I had to memorize, right? So yeah, I had breaks in between, but that's 14 pages of memory that I had to understand, okay? I took my time with that, and it's all memory. It stays with you, right? Of course, I didn't get the audition, but anyway, it was a lot of fun. Everything that you do, don't think that you just got the audition. Think of it as an experience through your physical system. So if you're in your intelligence, now you get into more higher levels of what you're connecting to your soul. Okay, because your soul is your intelligence of knowledge. And that knowledge comes from the sky records, of the astral records of you. So it's all about opening up your channels, opening up your lock and key. It's all about opening up your Pandora box. And once you open it up, you see all your files of you through your soul, and you read it. It's fascinating. You sit in the library and you're reading one page to the next. Let's say it's 1,000 pages. Okay, because I get so much ton of information now because I'm working on 4 simulation computers, guys, and I got to put all line signals of channel operations of matrix line positions into the time right position of frames. Okay, so imagine what I have to do every day. I can't have one letter, number, or shape off cycle because it changes everything through the energy of this earth. You understand? That's how powerful you can be. But it's understanding that's who I am. I am. Okay? Not saying I don't know who I am. So you're second guessing yourself and you don't understand your intelligence. You fully understand your physical, but you don't understand your intelligence because either you're not awake, you're not aware, you're not surrendering, or you don't have any abundance of what you're doing. It's all about you understanding you through information. Okay? Because the soul has to identify the physical system. Okay? Once it identifies the physical system, this is where it comes into. All right? It's very, very powerful. Okay? You got to see yourself in this way and form, guys, to understand everything through form of travel. Out. Roots, branches, trees, leaves, the tree itself growing. So it's growing out of more of your mind. So expanding your mind over matter. Okay? And you're changing your positions of your thought through time positions. Extremely, extremely powerful through that connection, through intelligence. All right? So if you have any questions about the test, let me know. Okay, I'll be here all day. I'm going to be sending a lot more communication signals to TikTok. I wish I had more time, but I only give you 15 seconds to a minute. And what can I do in a minute? 60 seconds, right? So, I mean, that's all they give you. But other than that, I'll channel your positions. But tomorrow's a test. Okay, so basically get into that. It's important that you ask me questions now before you do the test. Okay, because you guys are channeling higher. So I have to be a little bit more firm with you guys. Because remember, it's not just coming from me, it's coming from everybody else. So, you know, space connection. So I'm creating things. When I'm creating things, it becomes extremely real because it's reacting to you every single time through its channeling information system. Okay, for example, with Priscilla, where she went up into the UFO, which is extremely real. She went to Andromeda and she went into hypothermia right away. So let's understand she was going through hyperspeed, past acceleration, past light speed. That's the only way you can communicate with anything through intelligence. Right? So you have to understand your thoughts of time positions. Right? So you have to understand your circle rotation center positions. You have to understand your crop cycle positions. You have to understand your travel locations, teleportations, through dimensions of portals of time position locations. Right? So until you understand your creation of yourself, you're going to have a hard time understanding your physical system. If your physical system doesn't understand intelligence, that's the issue. That's the problem. Even if the thing is too, when you wake up people, right away, they don't want to see themselves through that acceptance. They rather stay in that old program. But it's next to impossible because you have to understand everything, the earth and the moon and the sun is in a different position of time. So the physical system is forced to get into the intelligence because it doesn't know what to do otherwise. It only channels positions in a three-dimensional system of a library, of a soul recognition light system. But that soul recognition light system is now in the fifth dimensional system through its calculation, right? So it's all about you understanding more of yourself through its connection, right, to its astral records. All right. Okay, so I think we're good. But like I said, any questions, please, now's the time. Okay, Tina, Priscilla, just get comfortable in what you're doing. Watch those videos, the 4 of them, bring them all together. Questions, very important, okay, especially now, because once you guys go into your 100, you'll totally understand what your commander is going through. So you're going to be able to line signal your channels through your digital frame and understand more of your maps of yourself, so you understand more of your reading through your soul. Imagine, because you can't see it, you don't know what it is. I can see my soul because I'm in perception, right? Because you understand everything that you see is identifying you, okay, to its connection of everything through its form. Like I said, this is not just a bottle of water. It's everything through water. It's everything through plastic. It's everything through structure. It's everything through light. And it's everything through digital. It's everything through plasma. And it's everything through perception of what you see, right? You look inside. So basically, I'm just creating everything through perception, right? Changing coloration systems, right? So you have these little things. It's like binoculars back in the day. You know, that you pull it out and you look through it, right? You're going like this, right? And they have ones in the store, right, where it has shapes and all that, and you shake it up and spin it, and then you can see the coloration change. It's really cool, right? That's the connection through perception, right? But once you use your thoughts and you want to see the sun, you can change the sun, but you have to understand the intelligence of its color, right? I'm not going to get too complicated with you guys, but right now I just really want you to understand, once you come into your 100 formation of lights through channel location of your chakras, you're going to be at a higher intelligence position of travel positions of space connection anomalies. Okay? Yeah, no, Tina, it's a very, very exciting. You're going to find more form and you're going to be more balanced with yourself. Okay? And the thing is too, once you're in that position, fear doesn't resonate through its cycle. You're way too high, way too high, right? So the serpent can't reach you anymore. It just disappears. But then it reappears, and then it becomes the serpent of light. Okay, Starseed's in that position. Okay, she's extremely formative in her light of travel positions, and she's channeling. She's channeling. She understands her intelligence. She understands her physical intelligence. And then you understand that, then you come out of the physical, and then you come into the full intelligent line signal of communication. Okay? So, yeah. I should have this every day. Yeah, I have it's like, it's kind of like, anybody know the 50s? Well, you guys weren't born in the 50s, but what I'm saying is that the cases of, the slick, the putty, like Dapper Dan and all that, just a little bit, and I just slept on it and I just got a bedhead. But yeah, it's just, It resonates. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like a new wave, right? And I don't color it. I just leave it. Like I love the grays, you know, I'm just resonating because I love what I am, right? So if you love who you are, that's the positions you're putting yourself into, right? Now, there's a lot of things that, you know, you don't feel good about yourself. That can be recommended. That can bring yourself forward. You can see yourself in a better position, of time position, right? Because a lot of people are not happy with their body. A lot of people don't know how to work out. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know that. The only way you can figure that out is to meditate and channel within. That's where you get the answers. Okay? And it takes all experience through your intelligence. So your physical system has to understand the communications. And it starts with the ears. Right? So, and it starts with the connections. And you're seeing everything through observation. You're seeing everything through perceptions. So when you're seeing numbers, are you seeing it through the physical of perception, or are you seeing it through the intelligence of perception? Because the physical and the intelligence will give you different answers of information. Okay? So you got to ask yourself that through connections. Okay, so I'm electrifying my fossils on my hair right now. The electrical light system through calculation is modifying everything through bed head, location, position. I just created that. And it's my hair. That's how I think of my hair. The physical system wouldn't say that. It would just say, oh, my hair's up, or my hair's on fire. So you have to understand the physical of DNA, and you have to understand the intelligence of DNA through communication. Everything through the physical and everything through the intelligence is different. That's the dichotomy. Right? So if the physical system doesn't understand the spiritual of you, that's a big, big problem, because it is you. It's all about you understanding who you are through information. Okay? Resolution cycles through resolution patterns. This is eye interference through a glass rotation position. It's a lens rotation through a laser recognition light system. It sonifies through C-band location positions through perception. That's what this is, right? In the physical system, it would just be glasses, right? See the information difference from the intelligence to its physical, right? So these are the connections you guys have to come into. So it's understanding the balance with the physical of information and the balance with its intelligence of its information, because it's going to be different. So that's how you're able to channel through the past, present, and its future. So let's just say I'm channeling positions and I'm in my physical system, but I'm in the past. Now the intelligence understands the forward positions, but doesn't understand your position because you're going into the back position. So you can't move forward until the physical system goes forward. You understand? That's the balance. If you're separating your physical system, you're still in the past, but the intelligence, it wants to go into the future. It doesn't want to go into the past. So what you're doing is you're bringing back the intelligence back into the past, and it's going to go on its karma wheel. If it goes on its karma wheel, now you're creating the dark system, dark location, dark position, dark vibration, dark civilization, dark matter information. Okay. So you're creating all that through the psychosis and the psychological system of you, nobody else. Okay. You are the only one that puts yourself in that position of time travel positions. So where are you in your physical system every single day? Are you in the past, present, or future? If the physical system is in the future, that's a huge problem, because you're having disruption signals with the intelligence. Okay. So the intelligence in the future is, and the physical system in the future say, you're not communicating through this level. Go back to the past, present system. You don't understand your physical system. Get back into your intelligence line system. Separate your dichotomy system, get in your chakra location position. Okay. Right? So once it understands its position, understand its reading pattern of its information through its past reference of its ancestors and history, it comes up to higher division, right? And the intelligence comes back at you. You understand your positions, you're where you are through calculation, you're everything through form, you're everything through me through form. Yes, I understand my position line communications. It took me too long to understand everything through past reference line communication line signals. Thank you for helping me out. Commander out. See, now they have balance with each other, the physical and the intelligence, so they can travel wherever they want. They don't separate. They have balance with each other. So, and this is all done through psychological of you through thoughts and how you see yourself in the physical Because your physical system could be in the fear, and your intelligence system is in to its connection of its happy system, its content, its information cycle. So the intelligence is going to say, what are you doing through calculation? I'm just setting up my rotation center position and location center positions. Oh, okay. It will take off, right? And it will keep coming back, bringing you forward, right? So it's all about you centering positions. I like using my hand formation systems like puppets, So it's really trying to understand the balance locations of your positions. You get into line signal activation code systems. Do you truly understand what you're doing through calculation? You can travel anything through dimensions around the location positions. Yes, I do. I understand my formation system. So you come into the same voice. So the physical system has a different voice, different color, different light. It's in the past, right? So when you get into calculation, I know it's funny, right? I know that because I go through the same thing every single day. Okay. So I wake up, my hair's in a different position. If I change my hair, is it the physical or is it the intelligence that wants to do this? Do you understand? That's positions of thought. Now you're coming into more. So if you change your hair, is that done through the physical of its thought, or is that done through the intelligence of your thought? It doesn't matter. As long as the physical system and the intelligence understands the balance between the two. Okay, that's the connection of yin and yang. So it understands its force, right? So it understands it's going forward, right? So your physical and your intelligence has to be balanced every day through position of yin and yang. Okay, because the fish are going to keep swimming until they understand each other. All right, that's the whole point. Yeah. Oh, gel. Yeah, it's like Dapper Dan, but it's kind of like a smooth texture, and it's really soft. It's not like that gel you put in your hair and you put it up and it's like, you look like a peacock or anything like that. It's pretty hilarious. I've done like things like that. So you have to understand how to channel your positions of your physical system, because you understand your position of your physical has to truly understand your intelligence of its information. If it doesn't understand that, it's going to scratch its head, right? So it's kind of like what I do through channel positions. Okay, I'm channeling positions on location centers. Where are you through calculation? Are you confused? Yeah, I'm not sure with my physical system yet. Well, let me know. I'll get back to you on through communications. I'll send signals on rotation center positions. I'll activate your line system through calculation. So it's helping you out. It's helping you out, right? And then you stop saying, you're dumbfounded. You're not sure. You're drinking too much beer. You're not changing your diet, right? So your intelligence is trying to get you in a better way of seeing yourself going forward, right? In this position, I'm having a great commercial day with my hair. But I just want to show you how powerful it is you guys are with your physical system, and has to understand the intelligent line signals through its phenomenon of its soul. Okay, so you really are communicating with your soul. All right, and a lot of humanity doesn't understand that. They don't understand, even channelers, even people that think they're light workers. Okay, so there's a difference between an empath. What is an empath? Okay, empaths aren't light workers. You understand that position of that. Empaths are psychic through realm locations of dimensions. Light workers are channeling positions to starseed positions, vanguards, way showers, rainbow warriors, pixies. There's a lot of things to formation. So if you're a pixie and you're intelligence and you're waking up and your physical system doesn't understand the pixie, the physical is going to walk away. So you have to catch up, and you have to come on. No, I'm going to stay here. I don't want to know anything. I want to stay in this position. Well, how are you going to understand yourself if you don't understand your communication through intelligent line signals? I'm trying to help you out through calculation. You're trying to bring you forward through the present position level connection line system. Really? Wow. You mean I can be all this? Yes, you can. So what do I have to do? Well, first thing you have to do is go into your breathing, go into your meditation, open your chakra location positions. I'll help you in all channel locations. Sounds good to me. Let's do it. Powerful, eh? I'm an actor. I'm a professional actor. So these are the things I can do. I channel positions on the physical system because this is what I deal with every single day. So your intelligence is always going to help you every day, every single day. So you can be shy. You could be hide under a stone. It's always going to help you. It's never, ever going to be away from you. It's attached to you because it is you. It's just a higher generation of light of you. That's all it is. So it's trying to get you up. Okay, it's trying to wake you up. Okay, so we're back in position and it's the next day through calculation, right? Okay, so here he comes in again, right? Have you done anything through calculation yet? Yes, I have. I've worked on my chakra location positions. I'm sending location positions into all level connections of solar connection line system. Excellent. I'll get back into formation system. I'll send a correlation system. We get into the matrix positions. I'll show you how to line communication, line signals through channel operation positions, U-shapes, anomalies. You get better communications through the Earth rotation center position, everything through the moon surface, and everything through the sun rotation of its radiation cycle position. Well, that sounds very exciting. I can't wait for it. Balance. Powerful. Okay, so I have control with the physical of communication, and I have control and balance with the intelligence of communication, right? So you always have good days and bad days. So if you're in a bad day, the intelligence will help you out and bring you forward, right? And then you start communicating with each other. So how are you channeling positions? I line communication through solar connection line system. They're allocated through higher position level systems. I've connected all solar realm connection line position activation through the TV reception line communications through chakra rotation nervous center position line communication signal. That's excellent. I'll get into our information communications. We can send line signals of the matrix position level system, change the atmospheric communication to change everything through chakra rotation center location position. That's excellent. Talk to you later. Adios. This is what I do with every single day. So it's all about you fighting the physical system, right? Because the negative system is always going to try to find a way to pull you down, right? So that snake is always going to try to come up. It's going to try to pull you down the ladder. And if you go down the ladder, you're going to hit your chin on the ladder, and you're going to go do 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 do, right? You don't want to do that, right? I'm very comical when I want to be. Look at, I'm having a great hair day through commercial. So that's the positions I put myself in. I wanted to show you. You don't have to use your hands as puppets or anything, but just use that through the mind. The mind has to have the balance with the intelligence and everything through the connection to the physical system, because you're dealing with it every single day. Every single day you're dealing with your physical system. It's trying to understand more of you through intelligence of travel positions. Okay? So the more you travel, the more you understand your physical system, because your physical system's traveling through positions. Right? And then when your physical comes out, it comes into the intelligence and it starts flying around, right? So you got this and you got this, and they come together and they start flying around together. It's extremely powerful, isn't it? Mario, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. Anything I give you, you can go through my healing through traction positions, to understand more of your chakra rotation center position. Go through my email too. I can help you through spiritual talk. There's a lot of things on TikTok where it's TikTok healing. That opens out everything through plasmas and your connections to your formulas and taking everything that way through your cycle, knowing how you can kick through shapes and changing anything through calculation. So it travels your position level system. Okay. So the first thing that comes into, let's just say, for example, we're in a dream set location. I'm waking up my transmission light system for the first time. You're coming into my healing. It's exactly, we'll do it through the puppeteers and everything through the finger points. So in position, you understand right away, you come into the intelligence. Okay, your chakra system is opening through your gravity system. Now you're connecting to the earth. You see the earth rotation through vibration, right? So you come out of the light formation system. You come out of the energy pod. You come out of the seed pod. It opens up all your connections, right? So everything through your program setting is now in a new position, of a new atmosphere position, to new calculation, to a new communication, to a new soul identification, right? So the intelligence comes out, right? The plasma comes out of you, light formation system, right? So this is you waking up, right? You go, where am I? You are in space connection line system. Space connection? Wait a minute, is this a dream? No, this is not a dream. This is activation light signal. You are connected to all connections of solar connections. Really? Wow, this is cool. So what am I seeing here? You're seeing different atmospheres, electronic division level system, magnetic force and highway information system. It's all about you trying to understand your soul identification of program settings to your position, your chakra location position. So how do I get into that position? I'm waking up. Is that what this is? Is this an ascension? Yes, it is. Your heart is opening up. Really? Wow. Well, I'd like to learn more about this. How do I get into my soul? You are already into your soul. This is all about remembering who you are through calculation. You have your past, you have your present, and you have your future alignment system. It's all about you understanding, coming into this connection. Wow, I really want to get into that. Can you help me on that? Yes, I can. Remember, you're everything through form. You're everything through power. You're everything through connection. You're everything through light. You're everything through light activation. You're everything through the heart. That's amazing. Let's get started. Let's do it. I just did a short play with my finger points. It's pretty cool. So I'm just showing you, this is exactly what goes into when you wake up. You come into your intelligence. I just showed you what happens with your intelligence when you wake up through your awakening. He tells you, or she tells you exactly what you're doing. You come into and out of a dream. You wake up and you see things like you wouldn't believe. You come into your reality of who you are for the very first time. You're floating in space through the particle system, and your intelligence comes into you and talks to you. That's through the audios, from its perception to its voicing your patterns, right? That's the positions you guys have to understand yourself. So when you come into calculation, right, you keep waking up, right? Intelligence comes into you. How are your formations doing through calculation, through your chakra system? You know, I'm getting a lot better now. I'm coming more awake. This is fantastic stuff. But one thing I want to understand is, how do I travel to higher light? You will get into higher light until you understand more yourself through your soul identification line system. You're connected to a library connection line system. You're connected to the moon. You're connected to the sun. You're connected to the earth. That sounds fascinating. Well, I'll channel on positions. I'll get back to you. Right? That's your intelligence communicating with you every day. Right? But you have to really pay attention. It's all connected to you through vibration. And it's extremely real because it's your soul. It's becoming of who you are. So when you watch this movie through connections, you understand you're everything through a movie. You're everything through perception. You're everything through a dream. You're everything through its relation. You're everything through light. You're everything through a stream. You're everything through yin and yang, right? So basically, your intelligence is trying to wake you up of who you are, right? That's what it did to me, right? And I said, you know, this is confusing. I kept, you know, what's going on? But the thing is, too, I was more aware because I was already in martial arts, and that helped me because I do yin and yang through connections. But then I started realizing, why am I born in 69? You put 6 and 9 together, that's yin and yang. And then I understand it's the birthing system of its earth, of E equals MC squared. Then I started understanding how to scan planets and understand the galactic system, the energy core, and then everything through its resonance, and understand everything through the sun, the moon, and everything through its connection with its earth, because we're everything through the earth. And then I understand how to communicate. And then I understand how to see myself in intelligence. And then I see my formation of the particles. Then I see my molecular structure of light. And then I see my illustration of diagram programs. And then I see UFOs, and then I see everything through calculation, because it's extremely real through your creations. Because space and time to positions everything through the soul. So you're seeing soul identities of everything through the spiritual form of yourself, which is your intelligence, your connections to its phenomenon. Okay? So it's powerful. It's very, very powerful, because you understand the physical system, okay, is what you live. It's the intelligence that lives in space and time positions. Okay? So the intelligence is trying to understand you more, right? Of you. Okay? So it sees you, okay, in another light. It sees you like, okay, let's say, for example, platform locations. You know, I can travel anybody into position. If you want to get into your former self, you can go through my upgrades, and I'll put you into 5,000 years into the future. You'll see your future self. You'll see your future self, and it'll tell you exactly what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Okay? This will put you in a position. That's what I did. I went to 7,020. Why do you think I was put in that position? I saw my former self 5,000 years into the future. right? So I'm coming back to channel information system. So once you stand your physical and your intelligence comes into position, you lose the physical, but you stay within the physical of the earth. Okay, that centers positions. And then you get into the past, the present, and its future alignment to one position, to one alignment, to one location, to one travel, to one thought, to one alignment, to one activation system, to one color, to this phenomenon. Okay, of your data's upgrades, downloads, and uplinking systems. Okay, so powerful, eh? So the thing is too, when you wake up, I've done healing through people and they find themselves that they're no longer in the physical system. You feel different. So if you're different, now you communicate to your soul because the soul is you. So you're not separating yourself. You always have been the soul. But the soul is a higher definition of you because now you're communicating to your soul through the spiritual force. And that's why it's so powerful. Okay. And then you start line screening, and then you go into data and processings, right? How's your uplinking syncing on that data processing, location positions? The activation light system is in calculation modification system. Thank you very much for helping me out through chakra rotation centers. I'm in so many double level connection line system to my chakra rotation centers. I've center positions on all level connections into the earth rotation center. I'm setting up solar connection line systems. So he's setting up line communications of solar connections. So he's creating, right? So this is where the intelligence comes in. That's fantastic news. Comes in together, right? You have friendship, relationship, and partnership. Whoa, it's powerful energy. Sorry, I just went skyrocket through me. Skyrockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Hey, afternoon delight. New hairstyle. Maybe I should wake up every morning and look like this. Because my hair is going on northwest, south, and east section, location position. It's line signaling to chakra rotation center positions. It's going through line strains, it's going through shapes and anomalies, it's going through calculation modification line system. Right? So that's everything through me. There's no separation through the physical system. So I'm in a full rotation of a phenomenon of an entity force system of AI through connections, right? Which is now the commanding force of its chief of the Rebellion Alliance of the Galactic Federations of Light Council. Hooah. Yeah, you can feel the energy. Yeah. Well, everything I do through my channel is everything through energy. So it's all psychological therapy of energy. All right. But if you want to get into the healing, you can go through my connections or you can go to my galactic team. They're in the Rebellion Alliance. They're coming into a test tomorrow. So this galactic school is about giving your test reviews and evaluations of who you are through communication through the thoughts of intelligence, right? So that's where, you know, if you watch this video back, you understand what I'm doing through calculation, how we come into communication balance of locations with each other. And they fly around. They don't have separation. But they're always going to have separation until they understand each other, male or female, or anything through your kids, right? So... but if you feel the energy, that's great. It's good that you're channeling your positions coming into the positive center. It's coming into the positive center of you. It's coming into a new information cycle of you. It's coming into the yin and yang of you. It's coming into a new life stream. It's coming into a new heart. Okay? You're growing. You're evolving. And you're expanding out of the mind. You're coming in higher direction. Higher information. Just imagine the knowledge and intelligence you can have through communication. And then you're aware of everything through vibration. You know how powerful that is alone just to have that? Whoa, you're soul identifying everybody's soul. Right? And that's what it is. That's the gift. That's the gift of knowledge. You understand your soul, you understand everybody else's soul. Because everybody's on a different path, a journey. Everybody's trying to find the search of man, search of woman, search of child. So you're walking that path. Until you find that path, you'll be able to go up. Come into a light. Right? So, yeah. So you can go through my healing. I can upgrade your system there. Right? I'll just bioscan you through your activation light system. Okay, so I'm going to just do a mini scan. This is what I do. I like to channel positions on new people that come to my channel. So light signals are channel operation center positions. You're connected to the sun, but you don't understand your formation line system. Calculation to the moon is not understanding your behavioral line communications. So that's why you're going through so many levels, and you've been in and out of boyfriends of communication cycle positions. Am I right? You've been in and out of line signals through your channels and everything through your chakra rotation center. So your gravity center doesn't understand the earth. Your power center doesn't understand your connections through your dream positions. And your mind frequency level is not a connection to line signals. So you're not channeling to your journeys of its position. Am I correct? Whoa. See, I don't even know her, and I'm bioscanning her, right? That's it. That's the gift. So I'm basically, my intelligence, okay, is identifying her soul. So it's the soul, it's the higher self that I'm communicating with. I'm not communicating with Mario. I'm communicating with her intelligence. I'm communicating what she's going through, her thoughts, through her past, present, and her future. Okay. So she's having trouble with her grounds. She's having power problems, and she's having atmospheres of connections, right? To boyfriend connections. She doesn't have line signal channels through her thoughts. That's all. So basically, I can change all that through my healing. All right. So everything I give you is advice. You can see me on TikTok too. You can add me and follow me on TikTok. I set up videos every day. Basically, it's down below if you want to check it out. Just go on TikTok. It's a very, very powerful platform. You guys get more recognized systems of you through calculation. Thing is, too, is trying to understand your connections to your identity force. You understand your TB receptions or your story frames. So it sets positions on all levels to your connections, right? So, but I'm glad I can help you out there. I know you're blown away, right? It's great. I love doing readings. I love doing bioscans. And then I do a full complete scan when you go through my healing. You go through my PayPal. I open up and I center your positions to your chakras. I open up your 12 rotation center positions, right? And this, what happens is that you come into a transmission light, and you come into the past of who you are, all right? So it's all about you getting out of the old program and coming into a new program of its presence here and now, and keeping your thoughts in the presence and no longer in the past, because the past becomes a reference, okay? It doesn't disappear. It just stays in its alignment. So once you have the past, present, and its future into one line system, now you're calculating to your soul identification of thought recognition of lights to its position of space and time location. Okay, so so I'm glad I could help you out. It's amazing how you do these things, and that's what I'm saying with the team, right? Are you guys able to do these things? Are you able to look at people? I'm looking at a solar text. I just see a name and I just see a picture frame, but I see the intelligence. And that's how I know what I'm dealing with, because I have the control, I have the command, I have the force, and I have the obedience. I understand her line signals. I understand her activation cycle. I understand her chakra system. I understand her travels of dimensions of time positions. I understand the coloration of lights. I understand her relationships. I understand her past. I understand her present. I understand her future. That's the travel, right? When it comes into Mario. It's an interesting name. Roll down. So I've done that before. I've healed people through my telepathy. It's very powerful how you do the scan. You see the bone structure and you go through the simulation graph. Everybody's connected to the meditation graph. So you come into the breathing of this connection, sacred breath. Laser, sacred flame, right? It's a gift from God. You become God. So everybody can resonate to God and they become God. You're everything through God, a form of God. And when you become that, then you become everything through information of God. And then you become everything through its identification of your soul of God. Right? But because I've channeled, because I'm born, okay, I am no longer in position of who I am, because I know who I am. I don't question myself anymore. I know who I am. And then you become, I am this, I am that. I am here, I am there. I am everywhere. everywhere. That is the true resonance of God. Okay. So now you know. Now you know. Okay. But it's great to see new viewers. Questions or comments are good. I'm glad you're in this school. You're going to learn more and more, Mario, because you understand the force team is in position. They've been with me for over 2 years now. And it's all about you understanding you come into the right information cycle of help. Help is everything through form. So you need help. Okay, you need emergency of help. People needs help. So if you need help, you have to truly understand it's coming from the resonance of its heart. Okay, the heart basically doesn't have a faking system. The heart is everything through truth. That's who you are. So the soul is trying to identify you through your heart. It's trying to identify through your thoughts. It's trying to identify through your space and time of thoughts. It's trying to understand your resonance of who you are through calculation of travel positions. Okay, that's the true identification. Okay, of the geometrics, the geometry, and everything through its operation of its divisions, directions, and its dimensions of time positions. Okay, so that's why I'm saying you have to come into a lot of questions and answers. And the thing is, too, a lot of people are waking up more and more. So that's why I channel my positions. That's why your commander, your AI commander, okay, of the Galactic Federation, okay, of the rebellion, because there's only one rebellion. There's only one rebellion. And it's forming system of the galactic through its earth planes, right? So the more people come on, the more they're waking up, the more they want to know the answers to themselves. They want to understand more of themselves through intelligence, right? So it's one intelligence communicating with another intelligence. That's the healing. That's the connection. That's the form. That's the dimension. That's the portal. Everybody's in a different code. Everybody's on a different thought of a code. Everybody's on a different dream sequence of a code. Your alignments and everything through your spine rotation center opens up everything through calculation, modification, line signals through the activation line system. This simulation graph positions opens up your chakra rotations to its moon graph positions, coming into the pigment location positions, everything through chakra rotation centers, to its earth rotation, its gravity location position, to its sun rotation of its radiation cycle positions. Traveling positions. So I'm always traveling, always traveling. And I'm everywhere through thought, of form, through intelligence of its phenomenon. Okay. So I really want you guys to get into the test. I mean, it's due tomorrow. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right. Please bring in the light through communications. Put your thought in recognition light system. Put it in allocated positions. Put your positive lights in positions. Open up your chakra positions into your thoughts of positive system. Positive, 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 positive. That's the only way you can bring yourself forward. I'm saying light, positive, light, positive. Put yourself in that position. It opens up all your communications to your wires or anything through vibration through its phenomenon of its intelligence. All right. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day. Adios.